thechairshot.com. Always use your head.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DWI podcast. My name is PC Tony, and I am the artist formerly known as Pizza Funny, and I am joined, as always, by the man, the myth, the legend, the other half of the world's greatest tag team never. It's him, it is him, it doth be the DPP.
Are you celebrating the beginning of Summerfest?
Sure.
Is that why the hat? Is that why the Summerfest hat is on?
You got it right out the gate. Yeah.
I think that start today. I don't know.
I didn't have the yellow kingpins on, so I didn't wear the Brewer hat, and the Brewers lost today as well. So I was like, we'll
Son of a bitch.
But yes, Summerfest did start. Actually, I was going to go to the Brewer game today. I'm on vacation, folks. I was going to go to the Brewer game today, but they pushed Miz back to tomorrow, which I understand because Chris Sale's pitching for Atlanta. They're going down to Atlanta, but they did lose the game today to the Guardians. Sorry,
Say it right.
But they won this series, so there we go. But yeah, how are you, DP? You're off for the rest of the week now. We're going golfing tomorrow.
Yes.
We're gonna go to the bar and have some lunch and watch some World Cup.
Watch the USA and Paraguay. I think.
Nope.
Is it Paraguay?
Oh, they beat Paraguay.
They beat Paraguay already.
Australia tomorrow. Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Australia, then Turkey. Yeah. Hey.
Yes.
Or we could have turkey while watching them play Australia. But the only time I ever eat turkey is Thanksgiving. So
yeah, feel free to eat it whatever the fuck you want tomorrow. I could tell you right now, I will not be having turkey. I will not turkey at the bar.
No turkey.
But I did want to talk about the World Cup though, and not necessarily like the scores and the teams, but the people that have visited our country and are visiting our country. And I think it's been really fun to kind of watch these people discover America and American culture, and for us to see how good of guests these people have been. I'll start with the Japan crowd. Bringing bags to the game so that afterwards they clean up the entire stadium. They walked around after their game and picked up after everybody else. And they said, because it is a privilege for us to be here and we want to show respect.
That's ridiculous. That's, when we leave a stadium and you see garbage laying everywhere and these people are coming to pick them up is insane.
Right?
I feel like that's only the Japan country would do that. Only the Japanese would do that.
Well,
they're too damn nice. Oh, maybe Canada. I guess Canada could do it too.
There was some other country that did it as well. It was following after them, but it's been amazing. It's like first the Scots, the Tartan Army, descended upon Boston and took it over and had tons of fun. And then the Norwegians with their rowing, and the Koreans and Mexicans are just having a blast down in Mexico as well. So like, and then I'm getting all these videos from these Northern European countries fans and talking about the food and how like barbecue and just everything is so much better, and going to different fast food restaurants. And then another guy was like, we give Americans a hard time for not being cultured, but they don't need to leave their country to go on vacation. They have every type of landscape. They have every type of weather. They have every site you want to see. So why should they have to, so people, I'm really cool to see people enjoying our land, our culture, our cities, our fanship as well.
And you think, everybody talking about the weather and stuff like that too. And it's got to be really different because, Europe and everything is damn near on the same plane. So like every one of those countries are getting the same temperature. And then you come here and you're north, south, everywhere. So it's going to be very different. And you wonder why Americans are so fat. We got food everywhere and every kind of food. Like no matter where you want, when you want it, we got it. And Toyota. That's why it's horrible, but I guess in a good way, and all of them coming over here is awesome. And every time I see these crowds going crazy and everything too, just understand why we love those crowds so much when it comes to wrestling and watching those crowds when we see overseas events, and we want them to stay over there because the crowds are phenomenal. And I mean, that's soccer as well, in general. They're insane, and being able to get to watch them Americans get to watch all of it, for those that don't watch soccer on a regular basis, this is what we get to see. And they're just insanely awesome and they're into it the entire time. It's nuts and they never stop.
I was reading a post on social media. I can't remember. It was a Japanese fan who was here and talking about all the different things. And he went on and wrote this like chapter almost about where he went to a Mexican restaurant and they brought him chips and salsa and it was free and he couldn't get past it. And he said he felt like he would have been besmirching his own honor and the kindness of the establishment if he did not finish each basket. And he's like, he finished 3 baskets of chips and salsa before the meal, and he felt like it was his duty.
He's coming.
Yeah, like, dude, you could, or free refills. All these people they never seen free refills before either, right? Like, yeah, no, it's free. Oh, okay. And the guy's like, I'm gonna sit here and drink 117 Diet Cokes today. I'm like, good for you, buddy. It costs about penny and a half each.
Right? You're still not getting your money's worth. You're gonna start to figure out why we don't oh god, we gotta stop drinking this stuff. Like, ugh. I get free refills, but oh my god, it's too much.
Yeah, it's just been so cool to see these people come over and experience and have such a great time and just be welcomed in. I think the Scots drank Boston out of beer at a couple bars, and then they were bragging about like, don't ever come at us about drinking, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, none of y'all been to Wisconsin yet. We're our own. We're like the Vatican of drinking, right? We need no nation. We are our own. So if you have a problem, I will solve it. Come up to Wisconsin and I'll drink you under the table while my DJ revolves it. Okay? How about that? Pizza, funny. Dun, 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 dun.
I've seen some of those and some people responding of trying to justify that Wisconsin would not hold a candle to them or whatever. And I'm like, sure. There's reasons why we are retired when it comes to the, history books of, top 10 rankings of whatever when it comes to drinking. And we're retired. They don't even put us on the list anymore. And there's a reason why. So that's fine. I believe we would happily take any challenge on when it comes to drinking and would 99 times out of 100 win the battle.
My challenge is to the Tartan Army: go home for a couple of years, rest up, come back during Summerfest, challenge accepted. And I'll just say it now, told you so, because it's not going to be good for you. I've been training daily for about 24 years.
Booze, and more booze.
It's hilarious that we're having this conversation right now, and this is one of a handful of episodes where I'm not drinking during the episode. So I'll give that reason right now and do a quick plug. Please tune back in on the website, thechairshot.com, on our Facebook page, or on our YouTube channel at Chairshot Media. Mindless Wrestling Podcast number 300 should be live tonight, right around 7:30 Eastern. So DP, I figured I would, I went
see
and
what
saw.
You're doing tonight.
I went and saw Disclosure Day today for Dave, so we can talk about that tomorrow.
What's that?
Tune into the Attitude of Aggression YouTube channel tomorrow, probably around 4 or 5 Eastern, 5 or 6 Eastern, and you'll hear Dave and I talk all about it. I already denied him my thoughts, but I figured I might as well plug it since you asked. So
you want to disclose that information here? All right, fine.
Disclosure Day for that is tomorrow, by the way. I will disclose such things tomorrow on Friday. Yes, it is Thursday. I'm losing track of days right now, but that's a good thing. But yeah, tonight, Mindless 300 should be a good time as well. Boy, I was going to go somewhere else with that. What were you going to say?
You were going to go to something? I don't remember.
We're kicking ass
I don't
today.
know where we're going. Follow this, do that, I think. Go to the Chair Shot because there was episodes coming up.
Just make sure tonight, Mindless Wrestling Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, the website. Go to the website anyway, thechairshot.com. Always use your head. Let's see if any of that stuff is still in here.
Some new
Hey,
trivia.
there it is. Yeah, check it out right here. Chairshot.com. Always use your head. And while we're at it, folks, head on over to prowrestlingtees.com/thechairshot. Check that out. Makes a great gift for the wrestling fan in your life any time of year. A ton of great designs. Thechairshot.com and prowrestlingtees.com/thechairshot. DP, why don't we take a commercial, and when we come back, we get in some wrestling that will also lead us into our last call. That would have to maybe deal with curses, maybe not. But right now, you're listening to DWI 525 right here on Chairshot Radio Network, at Chairshot Media, and thechairshot.com. Don't drink and drive, drink it podcast.
So happy Ray showed up just in time for commercials.
Oh, is he here?
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is your boy Kenny Killer telling you to make sure you check out thechairshot.com,
Yeah.
bringing you breaking news, interviews, podcasts galore, everything pro wrestling. Make sure you check it out, thechairshot.com.
Thechairshot.com. Always use your head.
Hola, Ray. Muy bien. Y tú, mi amigo. All right, there you go.
Yeah, I don't
That's
speak
right.
Spanish.
That's your problem.
Mm.
Should have been taking math for retards then in high school. Take it back to hard R, by the way, folks. Take it back to hard R. You know,
Scientist.
you don't call the mentally handicapped retarded. You call your friends retarded when they act mentally handicapped, okay? That's the way that goes around here.
It's
you don't-
science.
If you don't like it, at me at Wrestling Realist with no I in wrestling.
Doesn't sound right, but I'll take your word for it.
Sure. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, we got finals set for the King and Queen of the Ring, my friend. Without getting too much into it, because I'm guessing we're going to preview that next week. But we did get Oba and Jay, and we got Charlotte, right? Charlotte, yeah, and Io, right?
Charlotte, that's tomorrow night as we record. That'll be on SmackDown. Charlotte and Liv.
Oh, tomorrow night. Okay, we didn't get a
Whoa.
winner yet. Okay, so perfect.
Yeah,
I
we
forgot.
don't have Jay. We don't have Jay and Javon either. Technically, that one's on SmackDown, I think, too.
No, Jay already won, I thought.
He won the Fatal 4-Way, the semifinal match. They haven't done yet.
Oh, the
That'll
final
be on SmackDown.
I thought. I'm all confused right now.
Yeah, I don't know what day it is. Did I miss something? Did I miss it?
No,
They
that's
have
on
that
me.
match.
That's on me.
It's on
That's on
SmackDown.
me. That's on me.
We got two. We got two of the finalists.
Okay.
It's not finished yet.
Okay. So perfect. Now we can speculate. My bad. I lost my bearings there on my notes.
Yeah.
Let's start with the men's side. We talked about it last week. I said, would it be cool if Javon won? What if he was the guy that Oba couldn't beat? But I think it's more likely we're going to get Jay. What do you think?
I'm still leaning towards Jay. I think at this point, I mean, it would certainly be cool to have something like that and to give Javon the extra rub there. But I gotta imagine it's Jay. I feel like that's more of the story. That's a bigger story they're doing with Jay and with Oba. Not necessarily them two against each other specifically, but they both have their storylines going. So I could see that, and we'll speculate on the winners maybe next week, I guess. But
Well, yeah. I mean,
I do think
we preview it in the pay-per-view, so
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Jay and Oba in the finals makes a lot of sense.
I'm okay with either way. I'm just interested to see what they're going to do with it. I mean, I could still see Jay winning this whole thing and going after Cody, but like, especially since like they're doing the Cody Gunther thing now, which is interesting. Before we get into that, I think it's a no-brainer. See, I got confused because Jay and Charlotte advanced, and I thought that was the final. It wasn't. Anyway,
Yeah, it was the semi. It was the semi.
right.
Sure.
So I think it's going to be Liv because Io can beat Liv to win the Queen of the Ring, and then she's like, I'm gonna beat you for the Queen of the Ring, then I'm gonna beat you for your title at SummerSlam. Like, that's a pretty good story.
Yeah, I would agree. I think if you're not going to have Liv go to the finals, there was no reason for her to be in this. So having her in the finals makes a whole lot of sense, and I'd be interested which way they go with it. I mean, certainly that's an easy story to tell. Having Io defeat her and say, oh, "Yeah, I beat you for this, and I beat you for your title." That'd be pretty awesome. Good way to get Io, back in the title picture too. I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to. I thought we were going to get Raquel. I thought Liv and Raquel. We talked about that last week. That would have been really interesting. But I just feel like you put her in there for a reason, just to lose to Charlotte. Then it doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, I mean, there's no feud set up with her for her to get like interfered with and have her get the match, have someone cost her the match. And why would you do it in a semifinals match too? Like, to me, that wouldn't make any sense to have like some of the Judgment Day,
Ray completely
screw up on accident or something.
Ray completely disagrees with us, and to that I say, Ray, why don't you get your own wrestling podcast? Oh wait, wink, wink, buddy. he's gonna turn it off now. He's not even gonna. Ray thinks we're getting
off, or he's gonna show up.
You think he could pop in easily too? He can start just yelling at me. No, I love it when Ray's dropping by and chiming in. But Io and Rhea would be a good thing as well. I don't know. I just think we go right back to that though.
I mean, they've been friends this whole time for how long now? I mean, so I could easily see them going that route. Whether it's, I mean, they're both baby faces, but they could easily. I feel like Rhea would be a good place for a heel turn, but I think that'd be interesting. I mean, especially if they did the showdown, where Io's in the ring and Liv and Rhea are both there, and she's picks who she's going to go after. That also could get Io over to SmackDown too, if they wanted to shake things up a bit too, with moving some more superstars around a little bit. I could definitely see that happening. I think either one of them would be really great SummerSlam matchups.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong either way with a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking of different angles we could go at. I would love if it would be Javon. I wouldn't mind if it's Rhea and Io either at SummerSlam, but they got a lot of dots to connect between now and then. Well, we can go back to SmackDown, and maybe you can thank Matt Cardona as well. He gave Danhausen his watch to continue to keep the Knicks uncursed, and it worked. We have new champion Hausens.
Yeah, that's amazing. They only lost what two while they were cursed, and then they got uncursed.
Yeah, he uncursed them. They went on the streak. They lost one game in the finals, and he was on Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith said that
that was funny.
It was Trump's fault.
Yeah, the one loss. Yeah, he didn't want to speculate that though.
Right.
That was awesome. And the curses continue. We're going to talk about that later.
We can. I don't know. I don't have much to talk about today, really. It's going to be a short of the shows ever.
There's so much like nothing else other than like the bloodline bits.
Yeah.
And the king and the queen of the rings. Like, that's the meat and potatoes of what's going on right now.
Yeah, I know they defended. I know Dragon.
The Triple A Dragon League match.
Yeah, against Axiom. I know he defended that title, so it's cool to see those titles getting their looks on main roster WWE TV. I mean, think about the notoriety of AAA right now in the United States as opposed to before, WWE took them over. To be honest with you. I mean, and I don't pay attention to a whole ton of the product, but I know that they fully embraced Grande Americano, and that whole storyline was huge. And it doesn't seem like they've gone away from themselves just to do this. I think WWE's just shine a light on them, and everybody's taken to what's been some great storytelling down there.
Yeah, it's really great how they've kind of synced it all together. They did a little bit of that with TNA when they made that. Had a few guys come back and forth, but they've really like kind of just synced. You have, like I said, some of the WWE superstars down there doing regular storylines and there for a while, rather than just coming down for a match or two. Like Grande Americano, obviously the most prominent example, but Dominic being a champion down there for a while, and uh, Dragon Lee with a title as well, and actually defending it on you know WWE television is great, and just adds more to that product, and being able to see those guys and go, hey, again, well, like I was talking about, like, oh wow, there's really good stuff going on, or good wrestlers. I'm gonna go watch this product too, and see how much I like it. It's always good, having other places to go and other things to watch is always good. Um, it's whether you like it or not, is your choice if you want to watch it. But that ability is pretty awesome, and what Undertaker and I guess Ray Mysterio are doing down there is just phenomenal stuff, and some really great matches and entertaining stuff. And yeah, and look at what it did. Well, it was partially, but look at what it did for Chad Gable now that he's coming back as Chad Gable, and uh, hopefully gets a really nice push. And I think they could do that with some of the other wrestlers too. Or sometimes you don't have time on this TV show, but now you can go on this TV show and get some wrestling in and entertain some fans.
Yeah, it's always about taking advantage of the opportunity that's put in front of you, right? Like, you think about the guys that have lasted long in the business. It's about taking something that you don't think is big. Maybe you have a 30-second spot in the back, and turning it into Danhausen, or turning it into what Miz does, or R-Truth does, or you just end up getting your personality over, and now you're in better matches, right? You're higher up on the card. Taking advantage of that spot you get instead of being down about the spot you didn't get.
Right. It's take the opportunity and dive into it and give it everything you got. I mean, that's look at it's how loud these guys got over with that stuff. You got a kind of in a sense, a crappy gimmick or whatever, or something maybe, but it's like I pushed the hell out of it, and wow, look how much it got over. Just because your character is going to come out if the way you do things. And I mean, yeah, my God, Danhausen doesn't really, well, he's wrestled a few matches, but I mean, it's all about the backstage segment. And,
Well, yeah,
every time with the Miz getting over and everything too, like it's not good unless the guys can nail it. It may be stupid or whatever, but it's like fucking nailing it,
yeah.
No,
No,
the more you do that, the more opportunities you'll probably get if the crowd, you can get over with them.
We can get into it. There's not a ton going on this week that we really want to touch upon personally. Make sure you tune in tonight later on to Mindless 300. Should be a great time. But so now Knicks had their parade today. I just want to start by saying the difference between Americans and everybody else in the world. Everybody else in the world comes here to party for the World Cup, and they behave. New York wins a championship, and they run around like a bunch of fucking idiots. The way that things happen after American sporting and North American, because I know it's happened in Canada too. It's just ridiculously stupid that people can't behave themselves and go out and just enjoy the victory, right? Like, I'm almost positive.
You don't have to destroy things.
No, 5 years ago when the Bucks won, I don't think there were any arrests. I don't think anybody got hurt. But there's like a whole shit ton of people getting hurt, all this shit getting smashed and broken. I remember watching a video of a guy who was driving a bus or a taxi or something, and he's like telling these people, he's like, this is coming out of my fucking pocket, man. What the hell?
Right. Right. Nobody thinks about that. I got a stupid cat, excuse me. Cat's trying to jump on me. It's yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't understand. Anytime our local sports teams won a championship, I don't think I even left the house. like everybody I wanted to celebrate with was there. Like, where am I going? Why I don't. Yeah, anything you're gonna go outside and trash and destroy, like that's coming out of somebody's pocket, and or you're gonna get physically hurt, and or you could go to jail. Is it? Do you really need to do that?
So
Jesus.
I don't know when I can't remember what specific series it was for, or what town in Canada. But one of the teams lost in the Stanley Cup, I believe. and they rioted. And there were all this shit going on. And what the authorities did was get all the street cameras they could, all the social media clips they could, and they put it up on this website. And they said, hey, can you guys help us find out who these idiots are? And publicly decided to shame these people. And there's a piece on it on ESPN that happened maybe a month or so ago. This is what they should do. This is what they should do to these people that act so completely ridiculous and irresponsible and selfish and without thought, that go out and destroy stuff and destroy people's lives and incomes and things of that nature just because they're upset about a sporting event, or they're even because they're happy about a sporting event. So what happens is people can come on and identify you. And guess what happens after that? Now you're going to court because we got you. Big Brother's watching everything nowadays. The fact that fans keep doing this shit is so ridiculous. Like, I brought it up to open the show. On one end, we have these Japanese football fans who bring bags to clean up the entire stadium after their game because they have so much respect and honor. Not for just where they are, but for themselves as well. And maybe that's the problem. These people doing this don't have any respect for themselves. So I would say, let's have North America take a page out of Canada's playbook. Let's put these people up. Let's let them get identified and get them publicly shamed. Public shaming has been a tool that governments have been using for years and decades and centuries to get people to act correctly. And when used correctly, it works.
I think you gave yourself your own problem, though. These people don't respect themselves, and they don't give a hot shit.
We got Dave's watching. Dave's here. Canucks after 94 and 2011. Thanks, Dave. Ray and Dave
give a shit
on the show, by the way. But thanks for tuning in, guys. We love you.
Yeah, these people don't have any respect for themselves or shame, so they're not going to care. They're going to be like, hey, look, I'm on TV. There's me. Look on that camera. That's me. And it's not going to matter. I think part of that problem is, the rules we have in America, very different than what you're going to find in different countries. So that doesn't help either. And, the whole cameras everywhere and the CCTVs you find in other countries, which can be super helpful when it comes to doing that kind of stuff. Can't do that here. So, you got to be, privacy acts and shit.
There's still enough of cameras going out of businesses and people on their phones and
everybody on their phone. Like, come on. And we see it everywhere on social media too. And it don't fucking matter. And they should. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think they should be punished. It's like, there's no reason. I mean, you clearly can see these people and what they're doing and damaging property and all that. And you should be held responsible for that kind of thing. But I would love to see it, but I don't think we'll ever get to that point. But it would certainly be nice because, I would love to have a country like, the culture, I should say, like Japan, where, you clean up after yourself and willing to clean up for other people, like all together. If we all do it together, it'd be insane. Like, that is how, what do you call it? Yin and yang between that. When you talk about those stories, you started with people coming into this country and being so nice, and then these other people here in our country just win a championship and everything looks like garbage because they just trash everything celebrating instead of just celebrating. Be happy.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Team one, why don't you do that in your house? If I came to your house and celebrated and I destroyed all your shit after we won, would you be happy about it? Would you make me pay for it? I'm just going to leave. Not my problem.
Well, we are.
I'm never hosting a party again.
Bullshit. 1 month from now, to be honest with you, exactly.
Damn it. Just got TV number 3 set up down here. It's getting really nice.
I can only watch one
party. I got video games on one, VR on another, whatever sporting event on the big screen.
Right. But no, I do want to talk about the basketball aspect of this because you and I are both played basketball our whole lives, played it at a high level together. are fans of the NBA and college. What an historic run by the New York Knicks, though. I mean, the highest margin of point differential in playoff history, plus 238 for the playoffs. I think there's only been two teams that have. They were 16-3. I think two other teams had two losses. One was the Lakers, and I can't remember the other one right now. Maybe the Warriors, but just an epic run from a team we didn't really see. Like they brought up a quote from Josh Hart on March 31st after they had lost a game, and he's like, "What we got going on now just isn't it. Like we need to figure it out and get back to where we need to be." And then from that point on, they went like 23-4 after March 31st between the regular season and the postseason, and they found it. They have an excellent starting lineup, and it starts with Brunson and Bridges and Hart, the Nova Knicks, right? These guys have already won a championship together. You throw in a guy like OG Anunoby, the hand of God, Tippin. You can't spell God without OG, right? And then Karl Anthony Towns comes in and just does his job. That's a guy who grew up in New Jersey, from the area, very special to him. But then you have bench players like Alvarado and Robinson and Landry Shamet, and I'm trying to think who the other big McBride. I saw Tyler Kolek got stopped by the police because they thought he was a fan and
he was a fan.
Dick. Yeah, but they have this great parade, and then they have this great players are speaking, and the mayor of New York comes out and speaks, and he's such a great speaker. But then James Dolan comes out and he acts like a dick, and he's just such an asshole, and he talks. Is real prickly on the stand, and then the day before he goes on and he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to bring this team back, but I'm not gonna go into the second apron." Like he's already like, they haven't even done the parade yet, and he's already like, "I'm not gonna spend that much money." Like, to be honest with you, I'm happy for the Knicks fans, I'm happy for the Knicks players, but the worst thing that could have happened was for James Dolan to win a fucking championship with the Knicks, because this is one of the worst fucking owners ever. Like, just put him in a room with Charles. Let's see what happens there.
Oh, God. Jeez. That front court. Dale Davis, Patrick Ewing, put them all in there. Yeah. It's crazy.
Is this one of the great championships ever? And do you see this team being able to sustain and possibly get back again?
I could see them being there in the finals again. I mean, the East is so weird, and we talked about the parity of the league as well, and the same, that whole bit too. How many guys are they going to stick together? Are they going to get rid of some of these guys or what? Because the team is like, I always felt like this was like that scrappy team of players that kind of nobody else wanted in some senses, like Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns coming over, and then like it's kind of a weird group, and Alvarado coming off the bench. Like it's all guys that like were on these other teams and were like, didn't seem like they really fit. And Mike then Brown, like they all kind of came together.
And bringing Mike Brown, nobody thought that was a good move.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy in that sense. Like, and then they just clicked, and then they got there, and I didn't think they were gonna win it necessarily either, but they just had a run that's like crazy, and at the end, and they did it. I mean, it's just hard. It's hard to predict that they're going to be there again with the way the parity in the league is so bad, and they weren't necessarily like, I guess the latest ones would be the Warriors, where they just kind of had that dynasty team when they won like 70 games and had a couple good seasons where they just ran the table basically, and you knew they were going to win it. It's rare to see, and like the Knicks didn't have that necessarily, so it'd be tough to see them get back there. And especially in this offseason is going to be interesting too. I mean, a lot of big name players are going to be moving around. We don't know if LeBron's sticking with the Lakers. Giannis, I don't know, he's probably not going to be here in Milwaukee at the end of this year, or start of next year. So, how the season shakes out with big stars and where they go, I'm sure they'll be there in the playoffs. I don't know if they'd make it to the finals again, but I don't know. It depends on who gets cursed, I guess.
If I'm Danhausen, I'm done. I'm going out on top because, like, I mean,
That
all
was
the people,
speaking of historic runs. He
Yeah.
he picked the right one.
all the people that are like, oh, they found the NBA script, right? Like, do you know how many people have to lie for professional sports to be rigged? Like, you can have the refs
You
get
can
an
be
initiative. You can have a refs get an initiative from the league office, but there's no way that this is all fixed. You know how many people have to be in on it? Like, we're
you
talking
can
thousands.
sway things and help, but the ability to actually make it happen is pretty minute.
Do you have the bicycle bit?
Bicycle.
Yeah.
I have this one.
We're gonna change his theme, his soundbite to bicycle, because he's playing Tour de France all the time. But
I
That's
haven't even played that. I haven't played that in a couple of months now, man.
welcome to the show, the man who's been listening, and now he's here to give his thoughts. He couldn't stay away. It's the best friend of show. And Ray, if you're out there, get your ass in here too.
Oh shit, Ray.
Mr. Dave
Got
Unger,
nothing
welcome
else to talk about.
to the DWI
It's-
podcast, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know what this show's all about, man. I mean, I've never been here before, so no, I'm just looking at the feed on YouTube. It's like, well, my background is normal on the YouTube feed, but not here. I don't know.
You
I
look
don't
good to me.
Yeah, Riverside was like, we got all this new stuff in the studio. I'm like, this is
Oh, yeah, the Riverside-
3 months
yeah.
ago.
Riverside updated itself and fucked everything up, by the way.
Did they? That's nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It's always
great.
good. It's always good. All right, thoughts. We're sitting here on the Knicks. Thoughts on the Knicks?
What could he say other than a unbelievable run by this team that they took the world by storm. I mean, you get hot at the right time, and they got super hot at the right time. I mean, I remember, but they were down 2-1 to Atlanta, and just took off and never looked back. Lost one game the rest of the time. Jalen Brunson is got to be considered the greatest Knick of all time after this stuff.
Not according to his dad.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to find anybody in New York who's going to disagree with that, but no, it was a great run.
Did you hear his dad right after the championship? They're sitting around the thing and they're like asking him, he's hold on, I got to stop you right now. I was there. Patrick Ewing is the great, no offense, son, but Patrick Ewing is the greatest Knick of all time. And it's like, okay, I see what you're doing. Just a little more fuel in the fire for next year for old Taylor.
Way
right?
to really just put him over. Yeah. Thanks, Dad. But no, it was it was an amazing run by them. You could say the same thing about the Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup. Did a similar sort of just really dominant run, face some adversity. But I mean, that series it only went 5 games, but that's probably the best 5-game series I've ever seen, just because every game was so tight. And the Spurs just, if they could,
I said the amount of swings that happened in this,
if the Spurs could hold on to a lead, I mean, that would be, we'd be talking something different. But
this could have been a sweep from the Spurs, to be honest with you. You bring that up. I mean, they have a double-digit lead in every single game, most of them late into the second half. And that's just a lack of experience, not just on the court, but on the bench and the coach as well.
Well, yeah, and De'Aaron Fox just vanishing, especially in Game 5, 3 for 15. All they had to do is make 3 or 4 of those, and the Spurs win and force a Game 6. But on the other hand, you take away Brunson from Game 5, and they had nothing. It was him, and the rest of the team just kind of were there along for the ride. But I mean, it's one of those situations where, on paper, this is why they play the games, because on paper the Spurs look like the much better team. Similar like 2016, where the Warriors set they were like 72. They lost 9 times that season, and then blew it.
9. That was the
73-9, and then blew it against the Cavaliers.
Yeah,
the only team to do that. So these things happen, man. These weird things happen. But I thought the Knicks played their asses off. They played as a team. They were just they, like you said, the Spurs are an inexperienced team. They're going to be around for another 10 years at least. But I think the Knicks rose to the moment much better than the Spurs did. When the pressure was on, New York delivered. Jalen Brunson delivered. OG delivered. Karl Anthony Towns at points delivered. And the Spurs really, you just look at, then like you said, it's inexperience. You look at that game 4, when you're up by that much, why are you shooting 3-pointers and you can't make any of them? And that's where they let the Knicks back, and they played much smarter in game 5. But
I said, Dan, they're up 20 with 9.5 minutes to go. At some point, you're on the bench and you look at the people on your team and go, they shouldn't even score 20 points the rest of it. We shouldn't even have to put the ball in the hoop if we just play fucking defense. And that's just the inexperience of not being able to dig in, I think.
Right. And they'll learn from that. They will learn
Oh,
a great deal from, and I told my nephew, who he's a big Knicks fan, I said, man, if it had been Oklahoma City there, I'm not sure the series goes the same way. And that's not to take anything away from the Spurs. But, there's that experience level. They went through it. They know what it takes to win. The Spurs will get there.
Let's jump backwards, because Dan and I are all we did the whole show already. It was a quick show today, but this is good. We'll make it seem like it's a little bit longer, normal show here. Let's go backwards. I got two questions.
Let's interfere with MWP 300. Let's just keep.
I'm not going that long. That's another hour and 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? Get the hell out of here. Dan's got places to go.
Dan
will shoot me at that. He's like, what the fuck?
So
go ahead.
Just a couple quick things. Do you see Jay or Javon taking on Oba?
Probably Jay. I would think that they're going to put Jay in that spot. I mean, we've seen Javon and Oba many times in NXT, and Javon never could get the job done, although he almost did a couple times. I think if you're going to get anything involving Oba versus the Bloodline, especially the direction the Bloodline seems to be trending right now, then I think you want Jay in there for if you're going to do something furthering that sort of thing. So I would expect Jay to. Jay's a former world heavyweight champion. It makes more sense to put him over in that thing. Where were you guys? You guys think Jay or Javon?
Are you typing it or me? Who's typing where I'm typing?
To me?
Who?
I'm not typing.
Oh man, go ahead, Dan.
Is that you? I'm on the side of Jay.
Okay. Tony?
I don't think it is.
Why is it? I'm working on something else. You guys keep going.
There's just a delay.
Oh.
I think I think Jay makes it in there. I think makes more sense storyline wise as well, just for both, because both of them have the same aspiration of a title match and have both other storylines going on that could keep them out of the title picture too. So I think having them both face each other and whoever is going to come out of that match, but we've got, you got Brock, you've got Jay, who's been told to,
right,
go get the other title. So that would make an interesting match between him and Cody. Or if he gets screwed out of the match and Oba gets the shot, I think both opportunities present themselves there, and that makes for a bigger match at Night of Champions than it would for Javon.
Yeah, right. And I think you're onto something. I expect Jay to win King of the Ring, because I just think there's so many ways they can go with the whole Oba thing. Brock Lesnar gets involved and screws him over. The Bloodline gets involved and screws Oba over, that sort of thing. But Brock. Yeah, I mean, because Oba's been talking a lot of shit about Brock lately. But if you get Brock involved, then you set up that third match at SummerSlam, and you need that big marquee third match at SummerSlam between those two guys. That'd be my guess. So I mean, Jay versus Cody is going to be interesting, especially if we're talking heel Jey Uso with Jimmy and the rest of the Bloodline involved. I mean, it gets interesting at that point.
How about the other side? Do you see Charlotte or Liv? Because I'm under the impression that I think it'd be really cool if it was Liv and Io, and Io beat Liv and then beat her again for her title. Ray thinks we're going to get Io and Rhea, though.
So, Io wins Queen of the Ring and challenges Rhea?
I think she beats Liv and challenges Liv. That's what I think. I don't think Charlotte... VP and I both don't think Charlotte is going to be advancing here to the final.
Yeah, I see what you guys are saying. I'm probably with you on that. That Liv wins this thing.
Oh no, I'm saying,
And then,
oh, the semifinal, you mean?
yeah, right. And then it'd be her against Io, and then Io would win. But then, yeah, you're saying so Io would win and say, I want you again. You know, where's Stephanie Vaquera? Is she hurt or is she just off for a while? You know, you got to figure
I think she was hurt, actually.
yeah. Um, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I'm like just thinking, like looking for SummerSlam. You know, Rhea, she's already taken care of Jade a couple times now. You can't do that again. Um, I mean, Io versus Rhea would be cool. To be honest with you guys, I wouldn't mind seeing that, especially with the whole history that they have with Io versus Rhea and whether Rhea can finally beat her. But then you say, well, what do we do with Liv? Um, I think it's unlike the men where it seems like kind of limited as far as your options. The women have all sorts of options going on all over the place. So I don't know. I think your guys are probably right. Liv gets the win over Charlotte and tries to get a SummerSlam off by winning at Queen of the Ring, that sort of thing. But I like that idea of a Liv versus excuse me, yeah, I think you guys are on to something. Liv will get by Charlotte. After that, I don't see Liv winning the whole thing because that makes no damn sense. But
Well, then she'd have to face Rhea. I thought she said she wanted to win because she wanted both titles. I thought that has come up already, or at least wanted both titles in the Judgment Day when she was
I
talking with Raquel and
I mean,
Roxy when they were all.
that's not the worst. That's not the worst of ideas. Liv versus Rhea is not the worst of ideas. If you're going to do that because of the history that they have, but if you're going to
But
do
you
that,
only,
it's got to be
you,
title for title. So
no, it can only be for Rhea's title then.
because
Why
Liv
was
won't
Yeah.
put her
Liv
belt.
put her title up? She's earned the shot, right?
No
All right.
reason.
Right.
Last thing before we get out of here, what's your favorite thing from the World Cup so far? Because DP and I were talking about how these fans from other countries come in here and just are so respectful and behaved and get along with not just us but with each other. We talk about the Japan fans who cleaned up the stadium, the Tartan Army that came in and cleaned Boston out of alcohol, all the
Yep,
people,
that's
the Koreans and the Mexicans having a blast down there and shit like that. Like everybody's just having a fucking great time, and like the amazement of how awesome America is, the culture, the landscape, the food, right?
Yeah, I think so much of it is awesome. I think we talked about this on BWN the other day. You and I had talked about how there's like a group of fans how we take it for granted in America, all the freedoms that we have. But then you get these guys who come over here and they aren't used to simple things like chips and salsa at a Mexican restaurant. This is free. It's like, yeah, I get 3 baskets of this thing, but you won't have any room for dinner. Bring me a fourth, that sort of thing, or free refills of sodas, that sort of thing. But it's silly things like that. But I think, yeah, the Scottish fans in Boston have been the highlight of this for me because they are having the absolute time of their life. They have cleaned out every bar in Boston of alcohol. Boston bar owners like, we've never seen anything like this. Like, well, they are Scottish, so you should have doubled up on stuff. But seeing that whole group at Fenway Park the other night singing songs, even though there's no music playing because the song ended 3 minutes ago, but they're still singing. They're having a great time. They're putting cones on statues in Boston. They're being very respectful. They are having the absolute time of their life in the absolute perfect city to do that. So I think that's great. But like you guys are saying, the Mexican and Koreans love affair with each other is very interesting up until the point they have to play each other. Then we may be seeing a little different sort of thing going on. But no, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic that you've got this camaraderie and this sense of global community, which is so rare these days. Especially you look at what's going on in the world and all that sort of stuff, and you just don't have that now. There are pockets of bad stuff that have happened, especially with the Iranian team and that sort of thing. And I wish that wasn't the case, but what do you expect, right? That there's some sensitivities there, but I think it's a real testament. North America has come out on this thing. It'll be really cool to see how it goes when they go up to like Canada and they go down to Mexico. Those stadiums now, I don't know if the camaraderie will be so congenial when they get to those locations, but but it's really cool, just like looking at the venues. I saw over in the Norwegian fans out at in Gillette Stadium, where doing the whole rowing thing, and it's just a sea of red going on, and it's and what I really love is FIFA basically telling all the American sponsors, fuck off. We're not calling these stadiums by the sponsor name. It's Kansas City Stadium. It's Boston Stadium. It's like no sponsors involved. I'm like, thank you. That makes so much more sense. So
I pay for that shit.
Yeah, it's like we are not paying for your asses at all. So I love the fact that they've done it. The World Cup it's been great. That game between England and Croatia last night was super entertaining.
Yeah,
that was really fun. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the World Cup, and soccer doesn't get the love it should by those of us in America, but it's getting better. I mean, Messi being in Inter Miami, MLS is not having any of these problems. They're expanding, they're making money, we're getting more profitable. So it's a growing sport here anyway. The rest of the world's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Where have you been? Where the hell have you been?
All right, folks, that is it for today. We are done. Tune in next week. We will hit you with the Night of Champions preview. I'm guessing that we might try and do some kind of live preview or post show. It's a early PLE next week. But Dave, why don't you let everybody know about you and attitudeofaggression.com?
You just did. I mean, you just did it just like it just magically appeared. Yeah, attitudeofaggression.com and the Attitude of Aggression's YouTube channel. Those are the best ways to get a hold of me.
There you go. We'll be live tomorrow for a couple of talking some Disclosure Day and then maybe some dragons.
Yeah, we got some dragons and some, nothing stops on the UAP side of things. It's like, can I just, I know the guys who do it a lot more than I do are like, can we get like a week off? It's like, that'd be nice, man, to like have a quiet week on that front, but not happening.
DP, let everybody know about you and the shoe.
You can find me all over the worldwide social media interwebs at It's Me DPP. Follow this show at Podcast DWI on that X and Facebook.com/DWI Podcast.
Follow me at PC Tunney. Make sure you go to ProWrestlingTees.com/thechairshot. Make sure you're heading on over to thechairshot.com, reminding you to always use your head. Until next week, this has been DWI 525 with special late arriving and wonderfully timed. Thank you for coming on, Dave. We appreciate you. But until next time.
Love the run-ins, man.
That's Friendhausen.
Friendhausen. There you go. Next time.
You are cool.
Drinking Podcast. We'll see you next week.